Hi, I'm Pat Baer, and this is Pat Baer's Anime Club. It's my ongoing video series where every other Monday I put up a new episode taking a look at something from the world of anime that I want to do a deep dive on. It could be, I don't know, just looking ahead at the upcoming seasons, looking back at previous things. Maybe there's a genre that I really want to talk about, or maybe I want to talk about manga. Sometimes it becomes the manga club. It happens. In this particular episode, I want to talk about my favorite shows from 2026 so far. These are 10, not in any particular order, except my two favorite are the last two. So I guess everything else is tied for third, I guess you could say. And the other ones are tied for first place. So I did this 2 years ago. I forgot to do it last year. And I just wrote down 18, it turned out, of my favorite shows of the first half of the year. And then narrowed that down to 10. I'm going to be able to look at this and go, oh, wow, I really did think fondly on one of these shows. Maybe I should think about it again. It's not on my top 10, but I really liked the first half. Or, wow, I don't think it's crazy that ReZero Season 4 didn't end up on my top 10 for the first half of the year. It's got to be on my top 10 list. I actually don't think that's going to be on there, but you understand what I'm saying. In the comments below, you can let me know what's some of your favorite shows. Are you mad Needy Girl Overdose isn't on my list? Are you happy to see one of the things I'm going to talk about here? Do you think season 2 of the first show I'm about to talk about ruined the whole show and it shouldn't be on the list because it's only coming out right now? Let's start with that. Again, basically going to talk through 8 shows that I think are really great, and then 2 shows I think are definitely going to be in the top 10 and are probably the shows to beat for the rest of the year. You and I are polar opposites. Season 2 has started. Season 1 started in January. Season 2 started in July. That's crazy. Obviously, they had plans for this to come out and to continue. They're not calling it a 2-core. They're calling it Season 2. And it's great. It's just so fun and so silly. I am a little tired of high school romance shows, comedy romances. I'm a little tired of, well, this person's straight-laced. This person's wacky. They're make it work. But a good one is a good one. And my friends were telling me, hey, this is a good one. You should check this out. They know my proclivities. And they were right. It's really fun. The dynamics are great. The supporting cast is fantastic. It's just a joy to watch. I've started season 2. I imagine season 2 will also be excellent. But if it's not, well, maybe it's not. But I think really highly of You and I Are Polar Opposites. So I want to keep an eye on that one for my top 10 at the end of the year. It definitely needed to be on this list. One of the other romance shows, the other romantic comedy, I'll say, on this list is The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife, which is just so fun. This one, another of the things that I generally don't like in my comedic romance is power dynamics. I don't enjoy a boss and employee falling in love because it's just like, ugh. This one's just really sweet. She's blind, can't see anything. He's invisible, but she can feel his presence. She knows when he's there, and that is very interesting to him. And she's a sweetheart, and he's, dependable and cool and kind of sweeps her off her feet. And it's really charming and fun. Again, another excellent thing about this show is the supporting cast. Varied and fun. Really brings this one up. Really takes it to the next level. I would be surprised if this gets bumped off my top 10. It could happen. But I will say this. I'll peek behind the curtain here. I do like to have different genres in my top 10. I do not want my top 10 to be only action series or like 8 isekai or something like that. So I always try to be like, okay, what are my favorite romance shows here? They can end up in the top 10. It's not done in a vacuum. I am not literally ranking every show I liked and then going, well, here's the cutoff. So that's where sometimes things get honorable mention. Like a show I think is good, but I had too much isekai or too much romance or too much shonen action. And so then they get the honorable mention. That's kind of what it's for. But this one, really great, really strong. A surprising show. I didn't actually watch all of this as it aired. I watched most of it after the fact. I caught up with it because my friends were talking it up, and I also saw some some nice write-ups on this one. I was a little worried about this particular series. Turns out great. And that is Botan Kamina Fully Blossoms When Drunk. I literally just finished this one up like 2 days ago. And yeah, it's something special. It's just a chill Yuri slice of life. And it is a girls doing things show where the thing they're doing is drinking and spending time together. And it's got some romance. It's mostly just a chill, good vibe show. It's lovely. I think it's really fun. And I'm glad, and again, college age, these are young adults, but they're adults. And I also appreciate that. There will be a couple other shows here that have some romance in them that feature grown-ass people, and that's great. I don't have anything against young people, which is why I really enjoyed Akane Banashi, which is about a young person performing a traditional storytelling medium, Rengoku, that her father was really good at, but ended up quitting, and now she's kind of taking on his legacy. Some people who really like the genre think that the visual style of kind of adding some flair to the stories takes away from it, because it is a storytelling medium. It is generally a comedic storytelling medium. I've said before, I wish for this show I understood Japanese fluently, because I think I'm losing something in the translation. I've heard there's a dub. I haven't seen it yet. I thought the sub was really good. You can watch it on YouTube, which is really nice. Officially, you don't have to belong to a streaming service to watch this one. But I think I think the visual flair in order to help facilitate the storytelling really works. And otherwise, just do it as a manga. If, it's an anime, you should be adding animation to your thing. Otherwise, it's just a slideshow. But yeah, I thought this one was really inventive. We're going to take a turn. I'm going through these a little fast because I don't want this to be like a half hour. I want this to be like 15 to 20. And we got to talk about 10 anime. So let's talk about one. I definitely don't want to spoil moments to moments. I feel like I could mention big moments and it'll be okay, because it's about how the people act and react to those moments. Journal with Witch is a show that I almost didn't watch because I was in a mood for lighthearted stuff, but it was worth it. It was worth the discomfort, and the joy is, in a way, of watching it is the discomfort. Tragedy has struck these characters, and they're related, but they're not, they don't really feel like family to one another, but they've got to be, because they need each other, and they have their own lives going on, and trying to make all that work, and outside forces and outside people, and ghosts of the past and questions about the future, and it's just lovely. It's heartbreaking and melancholy, and sometimes there's joy in that, and there's also actual joyous moments as well. It's the kind of anime you watch and you go, damn, they're still making anime like this, huh? Good. Because, you can get swept up in the stuff that the target demographic of all anime is just 13 to 15-year-old boys. And it's like, no, there are other people that also enjoy anime. It's just a medium. It's not a genre. So yeah, this one's... If Journal with Witch does not end up on my top 10 list, it means a lot of really great stuff came out in the summer and fall season. It's going to be two of the best seasons of all time if this one doesn't make my top 10. Be wild. Another show I feel like is a lock for my top 10, but who knows, is Isekai Office Worker. The Other World's books depend on the bean counter. It's the longest title of anything we're looking at here. There is no queer baiting in this one. This is gay romance. It's a gay romance isekai. That same season, there were 3 gay romance series that came out, one of which I did not watch, and 2 of which I thought were great. This one, actually, I could bump up to phenomenal. that were all isekai. I should say these are isekai. We had 3 BL isekai. That's wild. And this one was by far the best. It is a simple story. It is the plot, the basic plot of it. It feels like a fan fiction premise, but they excel at it. There's some action. There are a supporting cast that's there, and sometimes great and sometimes not as great. But the core of these 2 characters trying to figure out love and sex and dependency and self-assurance and magic. It's real good. Real good. There's one other isekai on my list, and it's continuing right now. It was a spring 2026 show. It's in the summer right now. It's continuing. Look, it could fall off a cliff. I don't think it will. I love it so much. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Season 4. So Iruma is the guy in blue playing the piano, and the guy next to him is a character that has been in the opening and closing credits of all 4 seasons, and the other characters of the show just figured out that he's a classmate and that he exists and that he is a person that has thoughts and feelings and emotions. And we as the audience have seen him in the opening and closing credits and nothing else. And it was like, oh, they finally did the thing. Iruma-kun is a delight. I could go on and on about this show. It is a comedy that gets like double seasons, like 2 core shows. You don't see that often. It's a season 4 of a comedy. Obviously, there's action and there's a little bit of romance here and there, and there's a lot of comedy though. It is at its forefront a vehicle for jokes and good times. I really love it. Get into season 1. At this point, I feel like it's rude to me if you still haven't given Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun a chance. The supporting cast is so funny. Everything is great about this show. The owl man, who is probably the most problematic character, is like so like minusculely problematic. There is no Mineta on the show. Like he was at borderline season 1, but it's really chilled out, and now it's just funny. Really good show. Highly recommend it. You should check it out because, it's more of the good stuff that you liked about Iruma-kun, and as I said, it's ongoing. So there's more of it coming. Biggest surprise of 2026 for me, your friend Pat, so far anyway, Marriage Toxin. I never read this manga. I'm reading it now. And I was like, I don't know. There's something about this that's kind of fun, kind of interesting. I'm a little worried about this element. I'm not, the action be good. It's so great. This is the last romance show that I will talk about here. And the romance is all really like early, there's not a lot of will they, won't they. It's a lot of like, can this guy who is an assassin find a wife? Because he needs to find a wife. He's got to find a wife. Otherwise, his sister is going to have a kid, and she's gay. And so that is awful for her. So he's like, all right, I'm going to step this up. I'm going to find myself a wife and get married and have a kid or multiple kids and all that. And in the process of trying to find said wife, he runs into a bunch of other assassins that he has to fight or help. We see his support network as it grows. He's helped out by someone who is a con artist by trade and who is gender fluid by choice and in appearance, which is handled pretty great, honestly. And it's really fun, and the action is fantastic. And sometimes these kinds of shows, the action is really like hit or miss because the budget goes into character design and not fight scene animation. The fight scene animation here is phenomenal. This really is a shonen with some comedy and with some romance. But because it has elements of the romance and getting to know each other, the characters are developed and have stuff going on. And it doesn't rely on fight scenes with little bits and pieces here and there. Everything blends really well. It's just so good. please check out Marriage Toxin. Again, a lot of great action will have to come out this second half of the year, and there's already a couple that are pretty strong to bump that one out. And here are my two that are like fighting for first place, and everything else is being judged against. And I don't know if they're going to measure up. We'll start with Witch Hat Atelier. Oh boy. If you're looking for some magical girl stuff or like magic school stuff, this one is incredible. The characters, I think, are just like vibrant and so alive and have so much going on. They're just really fun. I know some people hate the look of it, but I think it's fantastic. I think it's gorgeous in motion. I think the character designs are unique, but I think that's fun. I think if you're going to cosplay as Coco, everyone's going to know you're Coco. You can have your wig be a little off. They're going to know. They're going to know who you are when you come down, when you walk down the aisle at the anime convention. They're going to be like, oh, heck yeah, that's Coco. Also, Coco is a heavily flawed protagonist, and we've kind of shined away from that in anime and manga adaptations these days, I'll say. We collectively, obviously, I don't make anime, but a lot of shonen protagonists and seinen protagonists are like good people that traumatic or terrible or unbelievable things happen to, and then they have to summon up their courage and find the power within to make things right. Coco is trying to do all that, but also she is responsible for the problems that she is facing. There's a larger plot in the background. Yes, I understand that. But like a lot of Coco's issues are Coco related, and that's refreshing. And speaking of refreshing, I'm going to finish this video off with my favorite anime of 2026 so far, and I'm pretty sure you know what it is. It's season 2 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And if that's not your favorite show of the year, I get it, I understand. But it's my favorite show of the year, and I don't know what could top it. Witch Hat might, but I don't think it's gonna. Spoilers, I think this is my favorite show of the year, and we'll see. There's something nipping at its heels that's out right now. I don't know if it can. Frieren has everything that I'm looking for in a cozy adventure series. There's it's everything you liked about the first season. There's more of it. Flashbacks to Himmel, the hero, and life lessons. Goofy nonsense. Cool fight scenes. There's maybe a few less fight scenes because it's less episodes. So there's not as much because obviously, but there are still a good amount of cool fights and strong character stuff. Are members of the not heroes party. There's a date. A date happens. And then there's like, they remember that date happened. So it's not like it was just a thing that was there and fleeting. It's like important to the character's development and growth as two people. It's really fun. And we're hinting at the next larger thing that's coming. This is like the downturn, and then we feed into the large story. I don't know when we get more Frieren. It's probably not till 2028. Maybe it's 2027. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'll know by the time I talk about this at the end of the year, because the best animes of all time would have to come out in summer and fall 2026 for Frieren to not be on my top 10 list and not be at the top. Yes, I'm really enjoying so far a couple shows. I just watched an episode yesterday of one of my favorite shows of the year that couldn't be on this list because it's new. Then I was like, ooh, man, if they keep this up, it's top 3. Maybe it's top 2. I don't think it's going to beat out Frieren. It's so good. Hey, there's 2 seasons of it now. The first season is 2 core. Second season, extended core. Second season is a little short. Get into it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's one of the best shows of one of my favorite anime of all time is Frieren. It's just such a good adaptation and so great. And that's my favorite shows of 2026 so far. again, that's the so far. I'll have more to say at the end of the year, of course. Fall anime always gets a little bit of a short change, but also fall anime sometimes isn't awesome. That's sometimes a bit of a dumping ground, and so I can't really do much about that. But the goddamn summer anime is pretty hot. If you have ideas for future episodes of Pat Bear's Anime Club, please let me know. I luckily have a bunch of pretty damn good ideas going here. I've got a few. I, of course, have my summer recommendations, which will be the next video here. I try to, give myself enough time to have watched like 3 to 4 episodes of everything, at least 3 episodes before I recommend. So I'll have that next. Let's see. Yeah, I've got another video I got a manga video that I'm thinking about doing. And I think I can this season. I have to look it up because I haven't actually watched this part of the anime, but I can do another worst plot reveals because I believe a thing happens in an anime last season that I can finally talk about and go, holy shit, let's talk about this. So I'm very excited to do that. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Still went over 20 minutes. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Leave suggestions for future ideas. Let me know what's in your top 10. You don't have to list all 10. Tell me an anime you really liked in the first half of the year that isn't on my top 10 so far. Top 10, not top 10. Not on my top 10 so far. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you're thinking of and what you're really liking. Talk to you soon, and goodbye.